You're listening to the Talking Walls fans' reactions for the 24-25 Premier League season.
It's finished Wolves 1, United 0. Not a classic football match. Probably the most boring game I've watched in a while. You could tell both teams really weren't at it today. And I thought first half, Man United had the better of the two halves. I thought it was really cagey at the start for some reason. It was almost like we both weren't, well, it's true, we both weren't playing for anything. Nobody was really asked. Sloppy passing from both teams. The referee was giving fouls for everything. It was just such a stop-start game, and it was just really, really poor to watch. But then you come out second half, and they were on top. And to be fair to Man United, 120 minutes on Thursday night, and for the majority of the game, I thought they ran more than us. They wanted it more than us. They looked arse more than we did, and that was a bit frustrating to see, really, because you think they've made wholesale changes, and you can go there and put on a show and put 3 or 4 past them with the form that we're in. But we just didn't look. We didn't look near it, the team that we've been recently. I don't know if it's the way that we played today. I don't know if losing Bellegarde, I thought he gets us up the pitch well, and bringing Cunha back in. But I don't even feel like it was the Cunha show today. It wasn't like everyone just trying to pass the ball to him. I just think we really struggled to kind of create anything. I thought Larson had a pretty poor game. I think he struggled to kind of hold anything up, and we weren't really getting round him either. So just nothing was sticking, and you could see that, and you could see the frustration from the manager, and you could hear it from the Wolves fans as well, and it was disappointing. And then they come out second half, and you think, 20 minutes is basically the same. And he makes a couple of changes, brings on Sarabia and Rodrigo Gomez to try and just change the game a little bit. And you could sense that the game was going to be won by one bit of quality. And the Spaniards stepped up and absolutely binned it to take us 1-0. And it's absolutely pandemonium, because I wasn't expecting it. I thought Cunha would be on that and probably hit it at the wall. But Pablo's took it and he's absolutely rifled it in the top corner, and I love to see that. So I'm happy for Pablo. He's had his critics, and myself included. It's good to see when he comes on, he does help. He really does, and he does give us a bit of quality at times, and his passing's a lot better when going forward, and a little bit more control for us. I think we lost that a little bit. I think there were some poor performances in our team, especially today, without being that bad, really. I thought the midfield too didn't have their best games today. I thought the Man United midfielders, especially in the first half, had no problems with them. Kind of finding easy ways to tackle, that sort of stuff. And Agbadou as well, I thought he had a very sloppy performance today. I've not seen him get spun like he got spun by Haaland yet since he's come to Wolves. So yeah, it's a weird feeling, because I'm frustrated at the kind of way that we've played, but absolutely elated that we've won 1-0 from an absolute worldie of a free kick. So yeah, always happy to beat Man United, because they are shite. But yeah, so that's 5 games unbeaten now. Mathematically safe. Can't quite believe I'm saying that with 5 matches to go, which is mental. Vitor, what a man, what a job. These players, awesome. And that's another season in the Premier League, and hopefully the old owners can kind of help us a little bit, but something that I haven't done for a couple of years now. But yeah, happy. We're safe. I hope this doesn't let us take our foot off the gas, though. I want to see how high we can climb by the end of the season. So yeah, nice win. Happy Easter to one and all who celebrate. And I'll see you at Leicester next week. All best. See you later.
Manchester United 0, Wolves 1. The resurrection is officially complete on Easter Sunday as Vitor Pereira has guided Wolves to mathematical safety with 5 games to spare. And if you'd have said to anybody after we'd lost to Ipswich at home in December when we were sat in 19th with 9 from 16 games that Wolves would be safe with 5 to go, that had called you barking mad. And that is just testament to what Vitor Pereira has done since he's come to Molineux. He's come in with a no-nonsense approach and absolutely instilled a mentality and a belief that was just not there in the previous regime towards the end. And since then, Wolves have been absolutely brilliant. 5 wins in a row, 4 away wins in a row, a 1-0 win at Old Trafford, which nowadays people would say, oh, it's Man United, everyone beats Man United. To still go and do a double over Manchester United in this day and age is a fantastic achievement. To win at Old Trafford is a fantastic achievement. Pablo Sarabia, what a free kick, what a moment. If that's his last notable act in a Wolves shirt, which we'll assume he is moving on in the summer, what a moment for him to go out on, really, as it's a brilliant free kick right into the top corner and secure Wolves the second win at Old Trafford in 4 years. I love winning there. It's brilliant. And I went into today with Wolves basically safe, thinking there is absolutely no reason, I said it last week, why Wolves couldn't have won at Old Trafford today. Now, the performance in itself was definitely not of the quality we saw against Tottenham or against Ipswich, Southampton or West Ham. Definitely not. But it was determined and it was a gritty performance against a team that had made changes given what Manchester United went through on Thursday night. They did make changes. No Bruno Fernandes. Obviously, they were significantly weaker. But Wolves have still gone to Old Trafford and won 1-0. And they deserve huge credit for that. In what was, in truth, a dreadful game. Like, let's call a spade a spade. But the real incentive to go and win was there from Wolves when they took their chance. When they had the chance, they took it. And Pablo Sarabia did take it. Manchester United didn't take the chances. Overall balance of play, they were probably the better team. But Wolves have come away with all 3 points. So you can't really say fairer than that. And it's just a brilliant sign that Wolves know how to win ugly again in the Premier League. And it was a real staple of under Nuno and even under Bruno Lage and Lopetegui, where Wolves could dig out a win like they did today, where they were not at their best, especially away from home, 1-0, and go home with the 3 points. Under Gary Neville would have lost that game today. They would have 1-0 or 2-0 or something silly. But the belief and the mentality there to keep it at a 0-0 and then strike when you get your opportunity, it was brilliant. And that's really all you can say. It's from a mentality. I think it trickles down from the manager, who has done an exceptional job. And if anybody sees him out tonight, please get him a pint, because he deserves it. He's kept us up with 5 games to go. And Wolves are joint 13th in the league. Imagine Wolves could finish 13th or 14th this season, given the disaster that Vitor Pereira inherited. It is not a ridiculous shout to say he should be up for manager of the season. You'd say Arne Slot, yeah, because he's won the league with Liverpool. And you could say also Nuno for the great job he's done at Forest. But after that, Vitor Pereira would have to be considered, because what he has picked up and what he has done and what he has turned into, like, second half of this season, like the likes of Andre, João Gomez, have been exceptional. Agbadou, a word on him. He's come in and he's basically kept Wolves on. Like, that signing should not be underestimated by fans. Without him, Wolves would not have 38 points from 33 games. Although today I didn't think he had his best game. I thought Totti Gomez was brilliant today. Bailed Agbadou out after he got turned by Hoyland. Fantastic tackle, but he did well. Santi Bueno did well when called upon today, in for the injured Matt Doherty. Decent. And then all across the pitch, 2 midfielders, very decent again. And then the forwards, Cunha, you say might have had a poor game, still won the free kick for Sarabia's goal. So just that little bit of quality that Wolves have on the pitch and Manchester United didn't have today, and it's got them out with a win at Old Trafford. And, well, who knows? They've 5 wins in a row and already relegated Leicester next. Hopefully we can make that 6th and really push on and finish out this season in a great manner. I can't remember the last time I had optimism in spring or towards the end of the season as a Wolves fan, because it feels like it's been years since we finished the season in a positive manner. But we're well on our way to doing that now this season. With doing the double over Manchester United for the first time in about, I think, 45 years, it is brilliant, and it's a great time to be a Wolves fan now. And who'd have thought you'd have said that at any stage this season? And that is down to one man alone. And, well, Jeff Shee, get that extension out and get it on the table, because we don't want to be losing this man in the summer. What a job he's done. Vitor Pereira, take my hat off to you. Final score at Old Trafford today, a 5th Premier League win in a row for Wolves. Manchester United 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1.
Sam, to be back on the channel and give you insight into the game. What a crazy, these away games now are getting crazier. What a time for you, Wolves fans. 5 wins in a row. It's absolutely insane. I mean, this is probably the craziest one of them all, because I feel like people can disagree in the comments or whatever fans have seen on this. I didn't feel like Wolves were in this game that much. The first 15 minutes we were involved quite a bit, pressed, and we sort of involved in the game. After that, it felt like we were never really in it. Larson didn't do enough, not pressing the ball enough. Manetzi didn't really get involved in the game at all. And it just felt like we were passengers in the game, really. And it's a strange one, because I did think when Sarabia came on, I thought the change, fairness, Prayer made the change at the right time. When Sarabia and Roger Gomez came on, I did think, he's gonna kick on to the next point. He's gonna make something happen. And then we got the free kick. It was a free kick out of nothing, really. And then I did say to the people around, I was like, we never score from free kicks. Is this gonna be the time? And then Sarabia, in fairness to him, just absolutely smashed it away. And then from then, in fairness, we controlled the game. After we scored, we looked like we were in it a bit more. We battled it more, but it wasn't our best performance. But I don't care. I really don't care. No one cares. No one cares. In that away end, it was class. No one cares about the result today. It was a quality game. I've been to Man United. It's my second time with United away, and it's the third time I've won here in like 50 years, something stupid like that. So it's a massive win for Wolves. Some of you know me already. I work in Manchester, so this is like a local diamond for me, and I'm absolutely buzzing. Cannot wait for work on Tuesday. This is class. We get written off so many times. Wolves. Pereira is doing his job. When they're pointing, there's having a new manager bounce, and there's doing what is Pereira doing now. This is insane. I mean, you think we've got like 16 points. You can in the background now. These are United players coming out here, and if you don't get, I'm guessing that's for Andre and Kuna. I guess that's not for like Bruno Flanders and that. But I think you get to the point where you think we've had 16 points out of the last 18 or whatever it is, and you're thinking like, it's class. It's just absolute class from Wolves, and it's a good performance. The fans in the away end today were like, it was like a sense of relief. It was like we were actually back. And you think, you don't know what's going to happen next. I mean, you've got Leicester next weekend. You think, can we make it six wins in a row? There's nothing stopping us here. I mean, there's absolutely nothing. We'd have to play better than that. I admit, we didn't play that well today. We were just in the game. And I said at half time, we kept ourselves in the game. But we won the game at the end of the day. So that was a bit of quality, and it's class from Wolves fans. Catch you on the next one. See you at Leicester. Up the Wolves.
Man United, Spurs, Ipswich, West Ham, Southampton. 5 wins in a row, with Leicester City next week, and they can't even buy a goal to save their life. And you got Cody coming out on interviews and saying that it's not good enough, and then we're in a really, really rubbish place. Looking at the table and seeing those 5 W's next to Wolves is the biggest dopamine hit I've ever had probably in my life. Yeah, let's not get it twisted today. We were absolutely horrendous for most of the game. Yeah, there wasn't really a lot of fight that I saw in the previous matches, but the sign of a really good team, and this is a true cliche, is that you win when you're not playing well. And I'm really happy for Dan Bentley, who's come in on short notice and got a clean sheet away at Old Trafford. He'll probably will never forget that. And again, I thought, although defence was shaky at times, like Agbadou was beaten by probably the worst player in the Premier League, Hoyland, on one occasion, and Totti had to recover, and Santi Bueno was a bit meh in parts, and I don't think Semedo and Rayan were as influential as they can be on a game. We got the job done, and I thought João Gomez and Andre again were pivotal in midfield, just trying to win the ball back, and they caused problems the whole time. I thought, if I'm entirely honest, I thought Eriksen was the best player on the pitch, And Ericsson and Sarabia are quite similar. I was speaking to Dean, and he made a good point that they're basically kind of the same player. Like, they don't really have the physicals to last the full 90 or influence the game physically for the full 90 anymore, but just technically they're just absolutely gifted players on the ball. And we gave Ericsson too much time and space today to dictate from set pieces, and the ref was giving them every set piece under the sun. Let's not get it twisted, but on another day, I think Man United could have scored 4 or 5 goals. It's just that the sort of rut that they're in at the moment, and confidence is not really at the highest in the Premier League with the results that they've recently been having, that they couldn't put it away. And Højlund, like I said, is probably one of the worst players in the Premier League, if I'm entirely honest with you. So I think we got away with one today, but a win is a win, and 5 in a row is a fantastic feat. We're mathematically avoided relegation now, when, if you asked me a couple of months ago, I would have said that we were really, really up against it. So I'm delighted, and hopefully we can continue this form to the end of the season. I don't anticipate us winning our last 5 games as well, but I certainly think we can go ahead and win next weekend against Leicester City at home. Man City and Brighton will be tough challenges, and we always struggle against Palace and Brentford anyway. But I'm just really excited to see us hopefully end the season on a positive note, finish 13th if we possibly can, and carry that momentum into the new season. Let's get some more signings. It's very obvious Cunha's going. It probably one of Rain will go, maybe Semedo will go as well. Hugo Bueno will come back, of course, but let's see Fosun now back this manager. This squad is good. We've got 5 wins in the Premier League, but we can improve on it. We need another direct winger. Cunha will go, and then we will need to re-add to the squad. So his audition for Manchester United wasn't the best today. But I certainly think with some investment that we can definitely turn around and push towards the higher end of mid-table next season, and steer ourselves well away from the relegation zone, when if you would ask me a couple of months ago, I'd say we would probably be trending in a downwards position. So yeah, I'm really happy. And yeah, what more can you say really, apart from let's try to continue it next week against Leicester.
Happy Easter to everyone. But calm down. It was only Man United. but seriously though, such has been the turnaround since Vitor Pereira, that before this match, in all the predictions everywhere, I never heard anyone predicting that Man United were going to win. And that's remarkable, especially how it looked at the start of the year. I went to the game on Boxing Day when we beat them 2-0, and I said to the bloke beside me that it might sound outrageous, but even though Man United have got a multi-million-pound squad, that I wouldn't swap any of their players for ours. And having said that, it was the same today. But I know they played on Thursday night and had a very tough game. It was just what we wanted. But and I was looking at the table last week, and I joked to a few people, and I said that if we beat them by 4, that we'd swap places with them. But as it is, settle for 1. Yeah, don't get greedy. But as it stands, we're level with them on points, and I think it's Everton who are 13th, and we're also level on points with them. But that's 5 wins in a row. Great run. It's the best for a long time. I don't remember. I don't know if we've done that in my lifetime. But credit to Vitor Pereira. And if the manager of the month was awarded now, I know it's not, but he'd be given it, because the next game's tough. It's going to be away at Man City. But I don't know if mathematically we're safe now, but in reality, we are safe. But we're looking upwards now. We're not looking down. We've got to try and match the 13th, what we got when J-Lo was manager a couple of seasons ago. And for the starting 11, there were 3 changes. Sarr cried off ill at the last minute to be after the warm-up, to be replaced by Dan Bentley. Doc was out. Santi Bueno replaced him. He had a good game. Bellegarde was out, and Cunha was in. And overall statistics, it was 60-40 around that to them. But the way it started, we were very confident. We pressed high. We didn't allow them any time on the ball, and for the first half an hour or so, we looked like we were the home side. We looked like we were the team that were playing in Europe and being champions in recent years. We didn't take a backward step. We matched them completely. And it was frustrating because every time any of their players got tackled, they went down rolling around and the referee seemed to give them free kick. And it was ironic that when it was 1-0 to us late in the second half, that there was no diving, no rolling around. So I've got no sympathy for Man U. Having said that, they're an English club in Europe, so I hope they go and win that trophy in Europe. But today it was all about us. And as has been the case in all the recent games, it's not about the performance, although the performance were good. We played like tigers, and it was all about the result again. And it was difficult to give a man of the match because they all played like Trojans. And again, there was one instance in the first half where Ugarte, I think it was, he fell over and Andre took the ball off him and was about to make a break, and the referee gave them a free kick. That was another frustrating bit. Lindelof, there was a time he fouled Larson when they were just having a good old tussle for the ball. Lindelof fouled Larson and the referee gave a free kick to Larson. But it went in a half time at 0-0. And like I say, we were not inferior to them at all. And in 52 minutes, there was a break by Hoyland, and Agbadou made one of his very rare slips, and Hoyland got away. It was almost a run goal where Totti did a great tackle on the left hand side of the box, and the danger was averted. Cunha. We didn't get our first corner till about 52 minutes. It was Cunha. It was a Larson header, and it deflected off one of their players. But there was a chance by Garnacho put the ball across for Hoyland, but Totti Gomez's presence probably averted a certain goal. But Fernandez had a shot as well at 71 minutes. But our goalie, he saved it easy. I think stats show that they only had one shot on target out of 12, but we had two targets on shot, and one of them which we scored. Because after 73 minutes, Larson and Semedo went off, inspired substitutions. Sarabia and Rodrigo Gomez came on. And 76 minutes, there was a foul on the edge of the area on Cunha. So although he didn't score, he got the free kick, won us the free kick that led to the only goal. And what a shot it was by Sarabia. Yeah, he's likely, everybody's been crying for him to go, and he likely is, but he scored at Southampton, and he scored again today, and a couple more farewell presents wouldn't go amiss.